Hey everybody, my name is Heather Finley. I'm gonna try, text about my brother's kitten. It's adorable. But anyways, I am going to try re-recording my book video because the first time I was a sweaty mess and I think I was talking like a crazy person. So yeah, in June I finished 7 different books. I'm gonna lump 3 of them together and you'll see why. So the first, second, and 4th book that I finished this month were the first 3 books in the Percy Jackson series. So Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, and Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. Obviously I am super late to this train. It is the story of Percy Jackson, who is a demigod, so half god, half mortal. And then it spins off from there. He meets other half-bloods and various monsters and such. I have both the movies and really like them, so I'm surprised that it took me so long to pick up the books, but Amazon did have a bunch of them, I think like all except for a couple of newest ones, on sale for $1.99 last month. So I went crazy and bought like all of them, and I definitely do not regret it. Not at all. So out of these 3, I can't even pick like what is a favorite. I have not been disappointed by any of them so far. I feel like they all fit 5 out of 5 stars for me, and I cannot wait to keep reading the series. So the 3rd book I finished, so between Sea of Monsters and Titan, the one that I finished was our pick for the Wild Pages Book Club this month with my friend Ireland. And that book that we finished is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. And Ireland was nice enough that when she went to her signing, she got it signed for me, so that's cool. This one is the sequel to Court of Thorn and Roses, which this book obviously a ton of people on YouTube have been reading, and I absolutely loved it. The first one, for any of you that are in the middle of that one and are like, oh, I'm not too into it, that's kind of how I felt during the first one, and then you get to this one and you're just like, oh my god, I'm so in love with everything in this. The main guy, who I won't say so I don't spoil anything, is freaking amazing and I'm in love with him, and his gang of people are absolutely amazing. Main character is great, and it goes through such an interesting journey dealing with kind of the trauma that she endured during book 1. So I'll post a link when I put up Ireland and I's review of this, because we go into depth about just our absolute love of this, and like everything that happened in book 1, even like every little line said, just ties in this one, and it freaking blows my mind. Like, Sarah J. Maas is amazing. Cannot wait for the 3rd one in this. So let's see. The 5th book I finished was an audiobook, and that was A Light by Scott Sigler. I can't even really say like, oh, this one's about this or this, because I do not want to give away what happens during the first book, but I will say that I enjoyed this. It was very imaginative, kind of like a certain TV show, but I don't want to say. And yeah, I would give it like 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was almost a little bit more of like a middle grade kind of book, almost, with just the level of stuff going on. So I don't know, I guess I was in like a huge middle grade thing this month, I don't know. So yeah, I'll definitely complete the trilogy when the 3rd one comes out later this year, and if you're into like sci-fi kind of things, check it out for sure. So speaking of sci-fi things, the 6th book I picked up this month is one that I'm sure tons and tons of you on here already knew about and went and picked up, and that is Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. I love Sasha's YouTube. I watch it every time she posts a video, so I was very excited to hear she was putting out a book, and I have read The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings and liked it well enough, so I was excited to check this out. I didn't know until I went and bought it that it was a novella, which was interesting because I have a novella series coming out later, probably more this fall. The date got pushed back a little, but even though mine is not like sci-fi action like theirs is, it's interesting to read and see kind of what other authors are doing with the short story amount of time. So yeah, this one is the story of a kind of like girl gang in space, and Again, I don't want to give away too much about the plot because this one is kind of like this setup novel, but I really enjoyed it. Kind of think of like Firefly with an all-girl cast, something kind of like Rat Queens or something, where you've got kind of this just very varied group of girls that are gonna go kick some butt. So yeah, I'm excited to pick up the next one. And then the last book I finished this month was The Heir by Kiara Cass. Remember last month when I was like, oh, The Siren wasn't that good? Complete opposite this month. The Heir is so good. I think The Heir is probably my favorite out of them so far. Although I have actually finished the next one, but I'll talk about that one next month. So this last duology I absolutely loved. It is the story of America and Maxon, was that his name? Their daughter is now grown up and she is about to ascend to queen, and they decide that she needs to have a selection to help kind of draw the attention of the nation away from what's really going on. I loved this book so much. Not only do you get the fun kind of like bachelorette feel, but it also has so much like political stuff going on. It has so much of like aftermath of things that happened. So I loved it. Why is my thing blinking all weird? So my battery died and now the sun has gone down, so now my lighting kind of sucks. But anyways, to finish this off, I don't remember exactly where I was, but I know I was talking about The Heir. The other like weirdly interesting thing about this book is the main character. I really related to her because she just had kind of this like outward coldness, but on the inside very compassionate and everything, which is super cool. And I feel like that's how people perceive me all the time too. But weirdly enough, so the main character has the same birthday as me, April 16th. There's a character named Aspen, which I write for a company named Aspen, have an Aspen tattoo. There's a guy named Kyle, and Kyle is my brother's name, and Kyle goes to Finley, and Finley is my last name. So I don't know whether Kiara Cass is like stalking my life or something. What's the quote from Mean Girls? Like, why are you so obsessed with me? Not really. If I ever meet her, I'm definitely going to ask her though. I'll just like raise my hand and be like, hey, why are there so many things in that book that are my life? So there is the 7 books that I finished this month. I do kind of have a TBR for next month, and that is, let's see. So Ireland and I for Wild Pages are going to read And I Darken by Kirsten White. This one is As If Vlad the Impaler Was a Girl. I've already kind of started on it, and it's really dark so far, and I like it. So excited to jump into that one. I would also really like to get through Deadline by Mira Grant. The first book in this series, Bed, made me bawl my eyes out at the end. So I think I've been a little bit scared to read the rest of the series because I loved that first one so much, and I've read all the novellas and they're all really good. All except for the one that I know is like, takes place I think between this one and the last one because I didn't want to spoil myself. But yeah, so now I've picked up the second and third book and I want to get to those. The other book that I intend to read this month is How to Teach Filthy Rich Girls by Zoe Dean. I made it a goal earlier this year to try and reread 5 books that I've already read because I think it's so sad that things just sit on my shelf after I've loved them and I never go back to them. So I've yet to do that on any books so far, so I need to get on that. So I chose this one because I just thought it would be a good summertime contemporary book. I already know that I really liked it. This was made into a TV show called Privileged. Netflix, bring that show back because I'd like to see that again. Okay? Do it. So yeah, what are you guys reading this month? What did you read last month? Let me know below, and I'll be back soon with more videos.